Winter and the beginning of spring. Winter time is when we have to prune the plants, and we need to wait till all the leaves fall from the vines. Then we bring in professional people to do the pruning job. They have to know what to cut out and what to save for the new season. The majority of contractors in this area now are Fijian Indians, and they are doing the contract work here in the Western Bay of Plenty. Everything that they cut out, they drop onto the orchard floor. Big mulching machine chops it up, and we can see some of that lying on the floor here. So we do recycle where possible. What we can see now are the buds opening, and the first thing to come through are the leaves. And then when all of the leaves are open, we're going to be bringing the flowers will open, and when 10% of the flowers are open, the bees are brought into the orchard to pollinate. Now we need bees to pollinate because kiwi fruit has to have a separate male, separate female plant. But it's only the female plant that has the fruit. So a male is solely a pollinator. We do a 1:4 ratio. So to every one male plant, there will be 4 female plants. Now this area that we're in today, we call the Western Bay of Plenty. And we can see a picture here of part of the Western Bay. This area grows 80% of New Zealand's kiwi fruit. So this is the major kiwi fruit growing area in this country. We need 60,000 beehives, boxes, brought into the region for pollination to occur. So understandable, it's a little industry of its own, making sure there's enough bees for us. 2 to 3 weeks is enough time for the bees to be in the orchard. Then the beekeeper will come back, take the bees out. And over summer, the fruit continues to grow and ripen. 80% of what we grow today is the green kiwi. And we're growing the green kiwi right through here on my right. This 20% of what we grow today is the gold kiwi, and we're growing the gold kiwi in the front section here. Unfortunately, the gold kiwi's been suffering from a disease problem. It's a bacterial disease that's been killing the plants, and the scientists have no cure for the disease. So the industry decided that everybody should change to a new variety of gold kiwi. These plants here have been regrafted, and we should see some fruit on them next year. Luckily though, the green kiwi had a tolerance to the disease, so we were able to pick them in April and May. And as we see from the picture here, they're all picked by hand, so no machines to do the job. The pickers get a bag like an apple picker and will strip the orchard, so we don't choose fruit. Everything gets brought in, and the pack house is where they get sorted. So the idea is to fill the bag, then empty them into those big wooden bins we see stacked across the road. Each picker has their own bin. Each picker will be paid on the fruit that they pick. Once the bins are full, they'll be moved from the orchard to the pack house. There we're going to take out the ones that are not up to export quality, and we see those in the local market. The export quality fruit come to a machine connected to a computer. The computer gives the machine the ability to weigh the fruit, put a sticker on, drop them into a lane, handling that one size. So any one tray of kiwi fruit will have only one size of fruit in it. They'll move them down the road to the cool store, hold them there until we can export them around the world from the port of Tauranga, which is just up the road from us here. The picking and packing season for us then is 10 weeks of the year, running from the beginning of April till the middle of June. And we need 20,000 people to come into this area and help us with picking and packing. Some are local people, others are backpackers, but some we now bring in from Pacific Islands, Malaysia, Indonesia, Thailand. So we need a lot of people for a short space of time. Now you're welcome to have a look around. You may take some photos if you wish. If anybody has any questions, please let me know.
Simon.
Yes, sir.
You said you get the bees for pollination.
Correct.
And you get the bees and you release them. But how do you get them back?
Interesting point. The bees will always go back to their own beehive.
In the night?
No, they will go back. They need the temperature to be at least 15 degrees Celsius. So they won't come out in the morning till it gets up to 15. And in the afternoon, when the temperature drops down below 15, they're all heading back home. Now, you'd see all the beehives in here and you'd wonder, how does the bee know which is his house? Well, I think it's all by smell. But they also have guards on the door, so like bouncers in a nightclub. No, you're not coming in here, you're in the wrong place. So they would always go into their right one. Yeah. So it's all instinctive. And it's one of those wonderful things about nature, that the bees know exactly where their house is.
I have seen one side of a beekeeper. What he does is he puts his hand inside, picks the queen.
That's right.
And he moves the entire beehive from one spot to another spot.
He can
all
do
those
that.
bees
Yep.
follow the queen.
That's correct. Yep, yep.
Yeah, and similarly, and when I was thinking on that, this is how I thought of. The same kind of spirit lives in us. That's the spirit of God, and everything in our body is hovering around us, but we don't know that.
Yeah, they know who is in charge in the hive, and they will follow the queen. If the queen decides that there's something wrong with the hive, it's a sick hive or something, and that they've got to move, the queen will come out and hover out, and all the other bees will come around, and then the whole swarm will move somewhere else, and they'll find a new home.